Welcome to Swai Files. I am Swai. In the era of the Fourth Industrial Revolution, when humanity confidently conquers the universe, explores the deepest corners of space, and turns what once seemed impossible into reality, there remains a mystery that all these advancements fail to solve. There is a place on this planet where decades of research and countless efforts have not been able to provide an answer. It is a region filled with chilling stories and inexplicable disappearances, where even the bravest scientists approach with caution. The Bermuda Triangle, also known as the Zone of Disappearances, is located in the northwest of the Atlantic Ocean, formed by 3 points: Bermuda, a British territory; Miami, United States; and San Juan, Puerto Rico. This area is not only stunningly beautiful, with deep blue ocean views, but also hides countless mysteries that send shivers down the spine of anyone who hears about it. Ships, airplanes, all can vanish without a trace when passing through these waters. It is the combination of romantic natural beauty and strange, haunting mysteries that has made the Bermuda Triangle one of the most frightening and challenging places on Earth. Many skilled pilots and experienced sailors have entered these waters with unwavering confidence, only to disappear without a trace, leaving behind questions that will forever remain unanswered.
Mayday, mayday, 9815 Lima! I'm in trouble! Mayday, mayday, mayday! There's crash! I'm rolling! Oh my God! Help! Help!
On December 5th, 1945, it was a calm afternoon at the naval base in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The weather was beautiful, the sky was clear, seemingly signaling a favorable day. But no one could have imagined that this would be the fateful day that the world would forever remember as the day of Flight 19, a disappearance that left no trace and opened questions that have never been answered. Flight 19 was one of the regular training missions of the U.S. Navy, led by Lieutenant Charles Taylor, an experienced pilot with over 2,500 flying hours, mostly in the Avenger aircraft, one of the most powerful and reliable planes of the time. The squadron included 5 TBF Avengers, fully equipped with fuel and dummy weapons for a bombing exercise over the shoals. This was just a training mission, but no one knew they would never return. At first, everything seemed normal, from the weather to the atmosphere among the crew. The plane started up, ready for the training session. They took off at 14:10, heading toward the Atlantic Ocean along a predetermined triangular route. The engine roared over the blue sky, giving everyone confidence that this would be a safe flight like thousands before. But just 90 minutes after takeoff, the situation began to change in an unexpected way. At 15:45, an emergency message came from Flight 19. Taylor reported that both of his plane's compasses had stopped working. In the ominous silence of the vast expanse, Taylor felt confused as he could not determine the exact direction. His voice came over the radio.
"We don't know where we are. Everything looks like the ocean. I think we're lost."
Below, the controllers at Fort Lauderdale Naval Base had no idea that this was the first sign of an impending disaster. Taylor and the other pilots began debating the direction. Some believed they had strayed into the Florida Keys area, where they could easily find land. But Taylor was worried that if they headed in that direction, they might fly straight into the Gulf of Mexico, where they would lose all orientation and run out of fuel. Tension covered the entire squadron. Taylor decided to continue flying northeast, hoping to find the Bahamas Islands and return to base. But no one knew that this decision would take the squadron further and further from land. Time passed and the fuel started running low. The sky suddenly became overcast. A storm approached, bringing dark clouds and strong winds. "We can't see anything. It's all darkness and seawater," one of the pilots shouted over the radio, his voice full of
cho các thiết
despair.
bị của cờ trường cùng một số hệ thống quan trọng khác như màn hình điều hướng.
The air traffic control officers tried to contact the squadron, but were met with only noise and static. The conversation among the pilots became increasingly chaotic and panicked. At 1600, a glimmer of hope appeared when the radio station at Disappearances Naval Base picked up a faint signal from Flight 19, locating them about 300 kilometers off the coast of Florida. But before they could provide any assistance, that signal also faded, leaving only strange noises like unexplainable hums in the air. Taylor realized that their fuel was almost depleted. His voice over the radio became more serious. Everyone stick together.
Everyone stick together. When the fuel drops below 10 gallons, we will make an emergency landing in the sea.
But landing in the Atlantic in stormy conditions could mean death for the entire squadron. At 1927, the U.S. Navy dispatched Squadron 49, a search team of 13 members that took off from Banana River Base to find Flight 19. However, just 23 minutes after takeoff, the search team also disappeared. A nearby commercial plane witnessed the PBM Mariner explode midair. All hopes for rescue now disappeared with the dark clouds overhead. From that point on, all search efforts by sea and air yielded no results. Flight 19, the 5 Avengers and 14 pilots seemed to have vanished off the face of the Earth without a trace, without any wreckage or final signal. The disappearance of Flight 19 created a huge shock in aviation and military history in the United States. A 500-page Navy report concluded that the cause of the accident was unknown. Theories ranging from malfunctioning compasses to bad weather to supernatural explanations involving the Bermuda Triangle have been proposed, but none have been convincing. Over time, stories about Flight 19 have remained one of the greatest mysteries of the 20th century. Each pilot and each plane mysteriously vanished into the Atlantic, leading people to endlessly ask, what really happened to them? And is the Bermuda Triangle truly a place that buries secrets that science has yet to decode? The answer still lies somewhere in the vast ocean, and Flight 19 remains a story full of mystery, making people unable to stop wondering and fearing. The disappearance of Flight 19 has inspired many eerie stories, from books to articles to films. But the scariest thing is that we still do not understand what really happened. Perhaps that is the true allure of the Bermuda Triangle, a place where reality and the mystical intersect, where human knowledge is always pushed to its limits, and where mysteries remain mysteries. 3 years after the mysterious disappearance of Flight 19, the Bermuda Triangle once again claimed another victim, the passenger plane Star Tiger. On January 30th, 1948, Star Tiger took off from the Azores, an archipelago in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, carrying 25 passengers and 6 crew members heading towards Bermuda. It was a hopeful journey, but also a fateful trip that would never be completed. Star Tiger took off from London in a typical mood like any other
Cơ
flight.
trưởng một lộ trình bay mới.
Captain Brian McMillan,
Việc này đã khiến cho máy bay
an
vô tình lao vào một tường
experienced
bão.
pilot with thousands of flying hours under his belt, was confident in his ability to handle the aircraft. On board, passengers chatted about the journey to Bermuda, a beautiful yet mysterious destination. Before takeoff, a warning of bad weather was received, prompting Captain McMillan to decide to fly at a lower than usual altitude, only 2,000 feet, to avoid strong winds at higher altitudes. Although the journey started smoothly, anxiety began to mount as the weather became increasingly unstable. Dark clouds covered the sky, causing the plane to shake violently. The passengers grew uneasy as heavy rain pounded the aircraft, and the roar of the engines echoed within the confined space. However, with his experience, McMillan remained calm, guiding the plane through the storm. By around 3 a.m. on January 30th, Star Tiger had covered most of its journey, just a few hundred kilometers from Bermuda. Captain McMillan announced over the radio that they would land in Bermuda in 2 hours. By then, the weather had become more severe than ever. Strong winds continuously buffeted the plane, causing it to shake violently. The passengers began to panic, but no one knew that the worst was still ahead. Suddenly, Star Tiger's communication system malfunctioned. The radio signal from the aircraft was interrupted, leaving air traffic controllers in Bermuda unable to receive accurate information. A wave of anxiety spread through the control stations as the last broken signals came in. We are at an altitude of 2,000 feet, about 300 kilometers from Bermuda. Please guide us to land. But immediately afterward, the signal abruptly ceased. No more sounds, no more signals. Star Tiger had completely vanished from the radar, as if it had never existed. Immediately after losing contact with Star Tiger, a large-scale search effort was launched. The British and U.S. navies, along with dozens of planes and ships, embarked on a mission to find the last traces of the aircraft. Despite sweeping an area of up to 55,000 square miles, no wreckage or sign of Star Tiger was found. Search teams continuously scanned the dark seas, looking for the slightest sign. Many questions were asked. What happened? Why was there no final distress signal? A tense atmosphere surrounded them as the last glimmers of hope gradually faded. Everything seemed to reach an impasse. Many times they thought they had found a clue, but it turned out to be illusions amidst the vast ocean. After 5 days of continuous search, no clue was found. Star Tiger, the 25 passengers, and the entire crew had vanished without leaving a trace. The disappearance of Star Tiger remains one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. Although many theories have been proposed, from technical failure to running out of fuel to severe weather, no one has been able to explain the true cause. Some believe that the Bermuda Triangle, with its mysterious phenomena, swallowed this plane, just as it had done with so many other planes and ships. Strangely, before disappearing, Star Tiger never sent out an emergency warning signal. All systems operated normally until the radio signal suddenly ceased. This led many to ask whether the plane had encountered something beyond human imagination. Could a mysterious force have caused it to vanish without leaving any trace? This disappearance became part of a series of mysterious events linked to the Bermuda Triangle, adding even more to its enigma. For those left behind, the disappearance of Star Tiger was not just a tragedy, but also a great question that they would never be able to answer. The world continues to wonder and argue about what really happened on that fateful morning. Was the disappearance of Star Tiger a reminder of an invisible force that humanity has yet to comprehend? To this day, the Bermuda Triangle remains a large question mark for humanity, a land of mysteries where time and space seem capable of swallowing anyone who dares to challenge it. On the night of December 28, 1948, the passenger aircraft Douglas DC-3, bearing the registration number NC-1002, departed from San Juan, Puerto Rico,
Việc này đã khiến cho máy bay vô tình lao vào một cơn bão.
Florida. On board were 29 passengers and 3 crew members, under the command of Captain Robert Lindquist, an experienced pilot. Before takeoff, there was some tension when Captain Lindquist discovered a few technical issues with the plane. The landing gear showed signs of instability, and the aircraft's battery was nearly depleted. However, Lindquist decided to proceed with the journey, trusting that the plane's generator would be sufficient to recharge the battery during the flight. At 10:03 p.m., the DC-3 departed San Juan, cutting through the pitch-black Caribbean sky, taking the passengers into the mysterious night. Everything went smoothly during the first hour of the flight. Inside the cabin, the passengers exchanged a few words, eagerly anticipating their return home. But outside, the Caribbean sky was no longer calm. Strong winds began to blow along the fuselage, signaling that something abnormal was about to happen. At approximately 11:23 p.m., Captain Lindquist sent a short message. "We are at an altitude of 8,300 feet, about 770 kilometers from Miami. Estimated landing at 4 a.m. Everything seemed stable. But just minutes later, unsettling signs began to appear. The cabin lights flickered, and the engine began making unusual noises. The passengers grew worried, looking at each other in a tense silence. In the cockpit, linguist and co-pilot Eric Hill realized that the worst was coming. The aircraft's electrical system began to experience serious malfunctions. Communication devices stopped working, leaving them disconnected from air traffic control. The plane seemed to be lost in the dark sky, with no one able to determine its precise location. Below, air traffic controllers in Miami attempted to contact the DC-3, but only received faint noises in return. The storm had made everything uncontrollable. Strong winds battered the fuselage, causing it to shake violently in the air. Lindquist, relying on his experience, tried to keep the plane stable while continuously checking the instruments. But it was all in vain. The plane was losing power entirely, and with it went all hope of control. At 4:13 a.m., Lindquist sent his final message. "We are only 50 miles south of Miami." This was the last transmission from the aircraft. The signal abruptly ceased, and the Douglas DC-3 vanished without a trace. Immediately after the plane disappeared from radar, a large-scale search effort was launched. The U.S. Navy and Air Force mobilized dozens of ships and planes to scour the sea between Puerto Rico and Miami. But the vast Caribbean only returned an eerie silence. No debris, no sign, no distress signal. It seemed the plane had been swallowed by the darkness of the ocean. A strange occurrence followed. Lindquist's final message was heard by a control station in New Orleans, 600 miles northwest of Miami, something that was unexplainable. Had the plane strayed far from its intended route, or had it encountered a supernatural phenomenon that caused it to vanish? No one had an answer. Despite search efforts lasting several days, no trace of the DC-3 was found. A few bodies were discovered near Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, but it could not be confirmed if they were passengers from the ill-fated flight. The only certainty was that the plane had disappeared without leaving any clue. The disappearance of the Douglas DC-3 became one of the greatest mysteries in aviation history. Technical malfunction, severe weather, or even a supernatural phenomenon linked to the Bermuda Triangle? No one knows. The plane and the 32 people on board still lie somewhere in the depths of the ocean, with questions that have never been answered. Nearly a year after the mysterious disappearance of Star Tiger and the DC-3 over the Atlantic, the question about the Bermuda Triangle still remained unanswered. Then, on January 17, 1949, another disaster occurred, pushing the mystery further into the murky shadows of unexplained theories. The Avro Tudor IV aircraft, named Star Ariel, along with 13 passengers and 7 crew members, took off from Bermuda Airport, heading straight into the thick fog of
một lộ
history.
trình bay mới. Việc
Just
này đã
a
khiến
few
cho máy
hours
bay vô
later,
tình
the
lao vào một
aircraft
cơn
had
bão.
completely disappeared without a trace, continuing the series of strange and inexplicable disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. On the morning of January 17th, the weather in Bermuda was perfect, with clear skies and gentle breezes along the coast. All signs pointed to it being an ideal day for flying. Captain John Clutha, an experienced pilot, confidently took off from Bermuda, planning to fly to Kingston, Jamaica. With perfect weather and no storms forecast, it was expected to be an easy journey. In the cabin, 13 passengers, including businessmen, tourists, and a few family members, relaxed, enjoying the flight. But no one knew that these peaceful moments were their last on solid ground. Star Ariel took off at 8:41 a.m. with the Avro Tudor IV engine running smoothly. The plane flew at an altitude of 18,000 feet, a somewhat bold but reasonable decision by Captain Clutha to avoid strong winds at lower altitudes. The atmosphere in the cockpit was calm as Clutha checked the technical parameters, all of which were stable. Everything seemed perfect. About an hour after takeoff, at 9:42 a.m., Clutha contacted air traffic control in Kingston, Jamaica, to report favorable flying conditions. "We are flying in perfect conditions," he said over the radio, his voice full of confidence. However, no one knew that this would be the last message from Star Ariel. A few minutes later, the aircraft's radio signal began to weaken, then suddenly disappeared entirely. Air traffic controllers in Kingston tried to contact Star Ariel, but only received eerie silence. Subsequent signals were intermittent, creating a growing sense of fear. Repeated calls were made, but none received a response. By this time, the personnel at the control station realized that something terrible had happened. What began as an ordinary flight had quickly turned into an emergency situation that no one had anticipated. As news of Star Ariel's disappearance spread, a large-scale search was immediately launched. British and American Navy search aircraft, including the USS Missouri battleship, were dispatched to scour every corner of the ocean between Bermuda and Jamaica. The search spanned thousands of miles, but all they found was endless ocean and eerie silence. From thousands of feet above, the pilots of the search teams scanned every cloud, but were only met with the stillness of the vast blue sky. On the surface, battleships patrolled the waters, hoping to find an oil slick, a small piece of wreckage, or at least some sign of the ill-fated plane. But all efforts were in vain. Star Ariel seemed to have been swallowed by the dark sea of the Bermuda Triangle. Day by day, the last hopes faded. What puzzled many was that before disappearing, Star Ariel had not sent any distress signals. There were no warnings, no signs of an emergency, nothing at all. Everything happened in a fleeting moment, leaving both aviation experts and the military bewildered and fearful. Many theories began to emerge, from technical failure to natural factors like bad weather or rogue waves. But what could have caused a modern aircraft like Star Ariel to suddenly vanish without leaving a trace? A sense of fear and curiosity spread among the media and the public. Some scientists speculated that the plane might have encountered an extreme natural phenomenon, such as sudden pressure changes or strong magnetic waves, leading to a loss of control. But these theories still could not convincingly explain the mysterious disappearance of Star Ariel. On January 23, 1949, after nearly a week of unsuccessful searching, the search officially ended. No wreckage, no bodies were found. Star Ariel and those on board had disappeared completely, leaving no trace. Explanations ranging from scientific to supernatural began to flood in, but no one could provide a definitive answer. Some believed the Bermuda Triangle had a special type of energy that caused disorientation and destroyed navigation equipment. Others thought that planes like Star Ariel had encountered extreme natural phenomena that had never been recorded. With the disappearance of Star Ariel, yet another entry was added to the Bermuda Triangle's
Việc này đã khiến cho máy bay vô tình lao vào một cơn bão.
Swallowed Star Tiger, the DC-3, and now Star Ariel, along with dozens of innocent souls. The Bermuda Triangle once again became the center of curiosity, suspicion, and fear. A land of mysterious stories that have never been decoded. And to this day, Star Ariel still lies somewhere in the depths of the ocean, leaving no trace, and the question of what really happened remains an unsolved mystery. One of the most widespread and controversial theories is that the Bermuda Triangle is a place where extraterrestrials conduct experiments on Earth. Supporters of this theory believe that mysterious phenomena, such as planes and ships disappearing without a trace, could be due to the intervention of extraterrestrial civilizations. Charles Berlitz, a renowned author known for his research on the Bermuda Triangle, was among the first to propose that this area could be a hotspot for UFO, unidentified flying object activity. According to Berlitz, there is no more reasonable explanation for the disappearance of numerous vehicles without leaving any wreckage. He suggested that the crews and passengers of the ill-fated flights, including Flight 19, Star Tiger, and Star Ariel, might have been abducted by aliens for experimentation. Berlitz also cited cases of UFO abductions recorded in various parts of the world, with many victims reporting being taken aboard alien ships for study. Specifically, in 1966, a famous UFO abduction in Brazil drew comparisons to the Bermuda Triangle. In this incident, pilot Frederico Machado reported being caught in a powerful beam of light while flying through calm airspace. After losing consciousness, he woke up on a strange ship where he found himself surrounded by non-human beings. Frederico's descriptions of the alien ship environment were very similar to the stories related to the Bermuda Triangle. A silent space, a sense of disorientation, and an eerie silence. Supporters of this theory suggest that the Bermuda Triangle might be a space portal used by aliens to come and go from Earth, conducting experiments on life and technology. Some even believe that the disappearances may be related to extraterrestrial biological exploration programs, as they seek to study the biological structure and psychology of humans. Another supernatural theory that has garnered significant attention is the connection between the Bermuda Triangle and the mythical continent of Atlantis. Atlantis, according to descriptions by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato, was a powerful civilization far beyond human imagination. However, this civilization was destroyed by earthquakes and tsunamis, causing it to sink deep beneath the Atlantic Ocean. The theory of Atlantis' existence is linked to the Bermuda Triangle because many researchers believe that the remnants of this ancient technology are responsible for the strange phenomena in the area. Some archaeologists and explorers have reported finding large stone structures beneath the sea, resembling constructions from a vanished civilization. One notable discovery is the Bimini Road, a submerged rock structure discovered in 1968 near the Bahamas, which appears to be an artificial road at the ocean's bottom. Many believe this is the remnant of Atlantis. This theory suggests that the Atlantis civilization may have used advanced technology to harness energy sources that we do not fully understand, and part of that technology still operates beneath the sea. According to researcher Edgar Cayce, who once predicted that traces of Atlantis would be found near the Bahamas by the end of the 20th century, energy from the ancient technologies of Atlantis could have caused the disappearances by disrupting navigation and communication equipment. A notable piece of evidence is the magnetic anomalies recorded in the Bermuda Triangle. Compass devices often malfunction when entering this area, and many pilots and sailors have reported strange magnetic phenomena that they had never encountered before. This further strengthens the theory that some mysterious energy, possibly originating from the remnants of Atlantis, still exists beneath the sea, affecting
Việc này đã khiến cho máy bay vô tình lao vào một cơn bão.
Believers in this theory suggest that these supernatural energies are responsible for disorienting ships and aircraft, causing the inexplicable disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle. The disappearance of planes like Star Tiger, Star Ariel, and the Douglas DC-3 might be the result of accidentally activating some kind of technology from the time of Atlantis, causing them to vanish from the present world. Although many supernatural theories have been proposed to explain the mysterious disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle, scientists have tried to understand the causes from natural factors. Studies of the geography, weather, and unique natural phenomena of the area have led to scientific explanations for these incidents. The three main factors most frequently mentioned include navigational errors due to magnetic anomalies, strong ocean currents, and the presence of methane gas pockets under the seabed. In addition, rogue waves, massive sudden ocean waves, are also considered significant factors in these tragedies. The Bermuda Triangle is an area in the western Atlantic Ocean, bounded by three main points: Bermuda, Miami, USA, and Puerto Rico. A unique feature of the geographical location of this area is that it lies in one of the few places on Earth where the magnetic North Pole and geographic north are aligned. This alignment can cause navigational instruments like compasses to malfunction. Many pilots and captains traveling through the Bermuda Triangle have reported that their compasses suddenly indicated the wrong direction or ceased to function, leading to disorientation. In bad weather conditions, even a slight deviation in direction can easily push a ship or plane far off course, leading to disaster. A famous example is the U.S. Navy's Flight 19, where the squadron became completely disoriented due to faulty compasses, ultimately leading them hundreds of miles off course without finding their way back to base. Additionally, the Bermuda Triangle lies within the Gulf Stream, a powerful ocean current that is one of the strongest in the world. This current moves at high speed and can quickly drift or erase the wreckage of ships or planes in a short period. When a vehicle crashes, the strong current can quickly remove the debris from the site, making it difficult for rescue teams to locate and leaving no trace. Another scientific factor thought to be related to the disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle is the presence of massive methane gas pockets under the seabed. The area lies on a geological zone with significant tectonic activity, resulting in the formation of methane gas pockets. During an earthquake or geological disturbance, these gas pockets can release large quantities of methane to the water's surface. When methane is released from the seabed, it creates large gas bubbles, reducing the density of the surrounding water. This leads to a decrease in buoyancy for vessels, causing them to quickly sink to the ocean floor. This could explain why many ships have disappeared suddenly without leaving any trace. Experimental studies show that when a ship enters water containing methane gas bubbles, it can capsize or sink in a matter of seconds. Additionally, methane is highly flammable. In cases where an aircraft flies through an area where methane has recently escaped from the sea, an explosion could occur if the gas comes into contact with a running engine. This could explain some aircraft disappearances, such as the Star Ariel, or other mysterious crashes in the Bermuda Triangle area. Another frightening natural phenomenon that could occur in the Bermuda Triangle is rogue waves. These are massive ocean waves that can reach up to 30 meters in height, appearing suddenly and with enough force to sink even large ships. Recent studies suggest that rogue waves can occur due to a combination of extreme weather conditions and seafloor topography. In areas with strong ocean currents, like the Bermuda Triangle, waves can encounter opposing currents, accumulating energy and creating massive waves. Within seconds, such a wave could sink a ship or cause an accident for a low-flying plane. Rogue waves may also explain the disappearances without any trace in the Bermuda Triangle. When a ship is sunk immediately by a wave, there is no time to send out a distress signal or release a lifeboat, and the debris may be quickly swept away by the fast current. This may explain why so many disappearances occur without any indication that an accident took place. The Bermuda Triangle, long one of humanity's greatest mysteries, continues to challenge our imagination and understanding. Over the decades, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the mysterious disappearances in this area. From supernatural explanations like extraterrestrials conducting experiments on Earth or the ancient technology of the lost continent of Atlantis to scientific analyses of strong ocean currents, methane gas pockets, and rogue waves, all aim to shed light on this enormous mystery. Despite centuries of efforts to solve the mystery by some of the best minds, the truth remains beyond our reach. The disappearances in the Bermuda Triangle are still mysteries without any convincing answers, and perhaps the questions surrounding this region will forever remain a great enigma. None of the theories, whether supernatural or scientific, can provide a definitive and comprehensive answer for all the disappearances that have occurred there. The Bermuda Triangle, with its stories of planes and ships disappearing without a trace, continues to haunt and intrigue those fascinated by mysteries. Whether you believe in supernatural phenomena, mysterious forces, or unexplained natural occurrences, the Bermuda Triangle still opens a world of mystery and invites exploration. We want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about these theories? In your opinion, what really happens in the Bermuda Triangle? Share your views and join the discussion about this mystery. Perhaps one day, the truth will be revealed.